Do you know what the term gaslight means? It's a form of psychological manipulation where someone makes another person doubt their own perception or memory. It comes from a play and film from the 1930s and 40s called Gaslit, where the husband deceives his wife into believing she's losing her mind by denying her experiences and manipulating everything around her. In practice, gaslighting involves persistent denial, misdirection, contradiction, and lying to make the victim question what is real. Over time, this can erode the victim's self confidence and independence because their perception of reality and self trust is warped. So, why are we talking about gaslighting? Because if there's one word that describes so much of the legacy media's coverage of the April 22nd massacre of Hindu civilians in Pahalgam, India, by Pakistani sponsored Islamist terrorists, or India's military action defending itself against Pakistan, it is gaslighting. From sanitized language to erasure of religious persecution to omitting key facts from well documented history, mainstream reporting reveals systemic biases that obscure truth, manipulate public perception, and embolden terrorism. We also know from experience that Indians in the diaspora broadly, and Hindus specifically, will be unfairly expected to answer for India's actions for no other reason than the fact that we're brown. Friends, neighbors, colleagues may make misinformed comments. Activists and professors may confront and gaslight your college aged kids, and your children may be super confused or on the receiving end of bullying at school. How do you answer pointed questions or accusatory claims that are shaped by half truths, omissions, and lies? First, you respond, not react. This is what Dharma is all about. You have the opportunity to deepen your conversations and their effectiveness through sadhana, which calms us, and evidence based tools, which entail first listening, acknowledging what you heard, and then responding with facts, not personal criticisms. I'll go over just three of the claims you might be confronted with and the facts you need to respond effectively. Claim one: this is just India and Pakistan fighting yet again because they hate each other. This claim tries to frame the latest conflict as a domestic quarrel, when really this is about supporting democracy and stability versus a state run by a rogue military that has a long history of partnering with terrorists. How can you respond? What happened on April 22nd was not simply India and Pakistan fighting yet again, but a deliberate massacre by Pakistani sponsored terrorists, as it has done for years, with the intent to undermine a secular, pluralistic democracy where Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, and Buddhists alike are thriving, participating in democracy, and enjoying stability for the first time in a decade. While India and Pakistan have fought on many occasions, it's inaccurate to assume that this is because of inherent differences rather than based on unacceptable actions. Claim number two: the attack in Kashmir happened because India is a colonial occupier state. This claim is trying to erase the history of Kashmir's indigenous Hindus and Kashmir's historical and sacred position in India. How can you respond? India is not a colonial occupier of Kashmir. First, Kashmiri Pandits, who are Hindu, are the indigenous native people of Kashmir. Second, Kashmir has always been a part of India as far back as recorded history. However, since partition, Pakistan has been attempting to take control of Kashmir in its entirety and illegally occupies a portion of Kashmir. Claim number three: Kashmiris have a right to self determination. This claim suggests that the people of Kashmir do not have a say in how they are governed and that Kashmir is not integral to India. How can you respond? They do, and that's why India held the first election in a decade in the Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir last year, where a democratically elected Kashmiri Muslim, Omar Abdullah, was chosen by the people of Kashmir to be their chief minister. Additionally, since 2019, the indigenous Kashmiri Pandits, who are ethnically cleansed from the Kashmir Valley, have had the right to return to their ancestral homeland restored. Kashmir has always been a part of India. When India gained its independence, the princely states of British India were given the option to remain part of secular India or join the newly created theocracy of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. The Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir chose to join India after Pakistan preemptively invaded his lands before a decision had been made. If you found this helpful, check out the Hindu American Foundation's Community Advisory, talking about Kashmir today, for more tips, claims, and fact based responses at www.hinduamerican.org.